Obviously it's on social media, but I mean, there were some planning events that I went to. Here, I did like hang around on the side. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Yeah, I tried to get out myself.
Alright everybody, we're here in what I'm told is St. Charles, but I believe it's Earth City. The GPS tells me that it's Earth City. What you guys have been seeing for the past few minutes while I was just tweeting out some information are mass arrests. What we saw here a little while ago was a large group of protesters blocked the highway, both sides. Traffic jam was massive. Congestion got really bad. Now, a lot of the people that are being detained here right now, I can't say were actually part of the protest up on the hill. The protesters were saying something about not risking getting arrested, and you know, in many of these instances, they and I believe this was the case. Only some protesters are planning on getting arrested, and the rest just come here as some support. We're at the Faith Church in St. Louis, and shortly after the police came in, let me swap this around real quick. So shortly after the police came in, I was detained. An officer came up and just yelled at me and Cassandra to sit down. He was one of the supervisors, I believe. He came up, seemed very angry, and he handcuffed us. We were told that we were under arrest for failure to obey a police command. Of which, you know, I have my camera here recording everything, and I can tell you all right now I followed every single command. I didn't go in the highway. I stayed away and adhered to, you know, making sure that when the police officer said, you know, go here, go there, I'm like backing up. But I was never in, you know, any of these areas. However, when the police came up, you can see the bus. You can see the bus here. They just grabbed everybody. They just grabbed anybody who was here. One man was getting into his car, and the police grabbed him as he was about to sit down and pulled him out. And this was the same supervisor who had cuffed me, and he said, you're not going anywhere, you're under arrest, and we're going to tow your vehicle. Now, shortly after, over the radio, I heard someone say, we are not going to tow vehicles in a private lot. Repeat it again, it's a private lot. If the church wants the vehicles towed, that's what we'll do. And at some point, I had, you know, with the cuffs being on me, they were very, very tight, and I don't know if you can see the marks on my arms. The circulation was cut off pretty bad. I just said to the officer, I was like, excuse me, I'm a journalist, I'm wondering if you could loosen the cuffs. But after about 3 or 4 times, an officer came up and asked me who I was with. I told him, you know, with Fusion, and the supervisor came back up and said, don't lie to me, who are you with, don't lie to me, several times. And I was like, I got my press card in my pocket, you can check it out. They lifted me up, they checked it, cut me loose, they cut Cassandra loose. And, you know, right now I'm going to send you guys right back in to the mass arrests right now. So we did get cut loose, Cassandra and I. They told us, while we were being arrested, that's what they told us we were being arrested, they said that we're going to bring you down to the St. Louis County Academy, where you'll receive a desk appearance ticket, and you'll be cut loose. So they have this bus here. You know, after we got cut loose, the officer said, why don't we let you guys get out of here? And I said, you know, if it's not too much trouble, I'm going to keep filming. And, you know, he just laughed, and I came over and started filming. All right, just...
What'd you get here? This man?
So there's a few other journalists that are still here. Actually, I was trying to leave because I had the footage of the event on my DSLR that I wanted to get uploaded, showing the protesters blocking the highway. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that. because I was detained here for about 15 or so minutes. So now I'm just going to live stream as we got these mass arrests going on. Earlier, as I was trying to live stream, the bandwidth was really, really bad. My assumption is just that there's many more protesters, a lot of them left. But I don't actually know why. I mean, there's more cops here now. So for those of you that are watching, if you have any questions about what's going on, shoot me a tweet at Timcast, Timcast, and I can answer your questions with what's happening here in Ferguson. Earlier today, we heard a state of emergency was declared. Shortly after, as we were being let go, the officer was taking our information, mentioned there was another shootout in Ferguson, so I'm not sure what that's about. I haven't had the chance to check any of that out. He said it was, I believe he said it was unrelated, just he's like, you know, we got something else we're dealing with, you know, it's not something like this. So, I don't know. My assumption is, based on what they're saying right now, that it was just an isolated incident, but, you know, it's not, it's nothing I can confirm here, just something I heard, so for those that are watching and watching at home. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions while I'm here streaming. So I'm going to be here covering what's going to be going on for the next couple days. Obviously, for those that are wondering, who are watching before, things got really, really intense last night. There was a shootout. One man was critically injured. If you want to stay tuned to the videos I'm putting out and the reports, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Timcast. You can just click the little subscribe button right down there, and if I live stream or if I'm putting up a video, you'll be able to get it. So it's hard to get a count. There's a lot of people here. Just right in front of me, I can see about, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can see 8 standing up, 9 standing up right in front of me. This is what you're seeing right now. But there's a row going down the whole way, and lots and lots of police here. So we're gonna have to. I'm not gonna be able to get out of here until the police do. So aside from the cars down here, up on the highway, we've got all of these police vehicles. Actually, I'm wondering if I can. No, I don't think I can. One of the other things too is that as they detained me, my camera was filming everything. And they just set the camera down and recorded everything that happened. So I'll see if I can get a quick cut of some of those highlights, because it's seriously like 20 minutes. But I'll try and cut out some highlights of the protest and getting technically arrested. So we got some news crews back here, a lot of journalists. As soon as they detained me, I was asking the officers. I was like, "So is there a reason that the other journalists aren't being detained?" And they just said they must have followed our orders. So it seems like it was just a mass arrest. You know, they just grabbed everybody. Everyone sat down and grabbed everybody and cuffed them up. And they asked me to vouch for Cassandra, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can vouch for Cassandra.
Thanks, pal.
So most of the officers that were doing the arresting were it seemed like they were trying to be as accommodating as possible, recuffing people down the line. How's it going, man? But it seems like there was one supervisor who was just very, very, very angry with the whole situation. He's actually the one who cuffed me, and cuffed me pretty dangerously tight. I still have the marks on my arms, but fortunately it wasn't too long. I could feel my pinky had gone numb, and my ring finger was just creeping up. So I'll give you guys a rundown of what the protest was. They said the Academy.
The Academy?
Yeah, that's what one of the officers told us.
Where is?
I have no idea. So someone's asking if I had a press card last year. I did. I always have a press card, but there was that funny incident. I think, you know, for those of you that are familiar with my live stream, you might remember when I was wearing my bulletproof vest. I had the big press card on it, and I didn't have my press card. I don't know what happened to it, because it was just a very dangerous and crazy night of running around. And the cop just peeled the press badge off my bulletproof vest and threw it on the ground and said that's nothing, anyone can have that. But ultimately did let me in. So I've had a press card for quite some time. So right now, for those that are just tuning in, what you're seeing is a mass arrest at Faith Church, St. Louis. I was originally told it was St. Charles, but my GPS says Earth City. I'm not entirely sure. But what you can see right here at Faith Church is just right next to it. You've got this grass that leads right to the highway. There's no fences or anything. So the action had many protesters run up through this parking lot and up this grass, and then they blocked both sides of the highway. And I gotta say, that traffic jam was long. Wow. I've got an officer here. He's filming these cars' stickers and license plates. And the officers take down our information as well. But right now we're just a lot of officers standing around. We've got state troopers, highway patrol. We've got St. Louis County PD. We've got Hanley Hills. We've got St. Charles Police. Looks like we got Missouri State, the state troopers, the highway patrol K-9 unit. But one of the officers was telling us, he's like, this is the main highway, out of the city. So everyone who's trying to leave work, they're just pissing everybody off. That's their words. And I think, in regards to what the officer said, that's what the protesters were intending to do. So again, if you guys have any questions, you can just shoot me a tweet at Timcast. I can see the chat for YouTube, so just not as often. But I do have to say, when we were being arrested, they said they made the arbitrary statement, we must not have followed their commands. It's just absolutely absurd. I've got my DSLR running nonstop, and it filmed everything, so I can clearly show you when the officers are like, stay off the highway, and I'm not even on the highway to begin with. And then I was actually leaving out. So, yeah, someone saying now that just, making a point that with all of the people being arrested, it's going to be a busy night. What the officers told us as we were being arrested, though we ultimately didn't get arrested, is that they're going to the academy. They're going to get a ticket, a municipal court appearance.
So you guys were detained initially?
They told us we were arrested.
You were with the rest of the crowd.
Yep.
They get you in twist ties.
Yep. Yeah.
And they just let you go.
Well, yeah, go for it. It was actually I had asked about 3 officers, I believe. I just said, I was like, excuse me, I'm a journalist. I'm wondering if you could loosen my right cuff because it's like causing me some damage. Finally, there was one officer who was. I overheard him saying this to one guy. He's like, I'm gonna help you out. I'll stand you up and get you your cuffs fixed. Don't worry, man. And I just sat down. I was like, excuse me, I'm a journalist, and I'm just wondering if you could loosen my cuffs. And then he was like, you're a journalist, and then
I'll have to remember that for next if I ever get arrested on this.
Yeah, you get both my hands too. I mean, yeah, they were really tight. The guy who cuffed me just very aggressively just grabbed me and just pulled him as tight as he could.
Sure. Excuse me, can you get out of the light for a second?
Yeah.
That's fine.
But it was like the 4th officer. He took him about 5 or 10 minutes, but then he came back up and pointed to us. The supervisor.
Can you tip it? No, just so it gets in the light. There we go. Thank you.
Supervisor came up to us and was just like, who you work for, don't lie to me, don't lie to me, don't lie to me. And I'm like, it's in my wallet, it's in my wallet.
Who are you with?
I work with Fusion.
Oh, cool. I'm with the local Riverfront Times.
Right on.
You guys do great work.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm live streaming now.
Alright.
And they looked at my card, and I've got like 2 press cards, and then he just handed me off. I was like, all right.
Do you mind if I document your injuries with the National Police Guild? Okay, that's...
Yeah.
Turn.
I know that they say, you got it? They say like you're supposed to like clench your muscles, but the guy just put them on and just yanked it hard as he could. I'm like, all right. Well, I figured I'm not going to get any honey or any flies with vinegar, so I was just like, excuse me, I'm wondering if you could just loosen this a little bit. They did. They recuffed me, and then 10 or so minutes later they cut me loose.
If you still have those marks, that must have been like super tight.
Oh yeah, my hands were like turning purple. Yep. I was just thinking like, oh man, I know people who like they play instruments and they can't play anymore because of the flex cuffs.
Damage,
Yep.
yeah, for sure.
Man, that's the only thing I'm concerned about. So hey, for those that are watching, this is I've been live streaming on YouTube using this new Google live streaming technology. But the downside to it is it only gives me an hour, so I've got about 44 minutes left. So should the feed go down, if you guys stick around that long, what I'll do is I'll relaunch a new video, new live stream, another hour chunk. But that will be a new video URL. So what you can do is you can follow me on Twitter at Timcast, where I'll tweet out the link, or you and also just subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can see the live stream videos come up through there. So it's just youtube.com/Timcast, or there might be a little subscribe button right there. I gotta say, this was totally unexpected. I had heard something about an action. I didn't know exactly where it was. It said it's some church, faith church, but there's a million, faith churches. So we just ended up coming out here, and sure enough, by the time we got up here, they're already blocking the highway. And after the police came in and cleared out the protesters, made some arrests, they just grabbed everybody in this parking lot. So just giving a recap for those that are just tuning in. Let me get out the sun. So when we got here, the protesters were already up blocking the highway. There was a couple dozen. I can't really. It's hard to know exactly how many protesters there were, but all in all, I'd say there's a couple hundred who were here, and maybe several dozen who were actually up holding hands, blocking the road. I actually have some footage that I was actually leaving to go upload. I have footage of one of the cars that was blocked pushing through the crowd, lifting some of the protesters up, which I'm sure by now someone's uploaded, because I know several journalists just ran back with that footage to go upload. But after all the protesters were cleared off the highway, many of the protesters didn't even go up there. I'd say the good majority did not, and they said we are not risking arrests. But one supervisor came in and just sit down to everybody, and I ended up getting cuffed very, very aggressively. You may have heard what I was just saying before. Let me see if I can I don't know if I can show you guys. I was cuffed for about 15, maybe a little longer than 15 minutes. I'm not entirely sure. It's hard to know how long. I'm just sitting there staring at the bus that's supposed to take you away. But the officer came up very, very. He's very angry for obvious reasons, and so we got detained for quite a bit. Ultimately, I asked several officers. I was like, "Hey, I'm a journalist. I'm wondering if you could loosen the cuff on my right side." And they were like, "Yeah, we'll get to you. Sorry about that, buddy." And finally, one officer came up, and I said to him, I was like, "Hey, man, I'm just got some damage in my right hand. I'm wondering if you could help me out." And I said, "I'm a jourналist." And then about 10 or so minutes after that, it might have been around 20 minutes. I'm not entirely sure, but shortly after that, he went and got the supervisor and checked my press credentials, and then they took our information down, got cut loose, and now what we're seeing here is just a mass arrest. So let me get you guys back into it. Thanks for bearing with the quick recap. We've got NECC, whatever that means. Big bus. Got many arrests here. A lot of police, state troopers, St. Louis County. We've got Hanley Hills, St. Charles, K-9 Unit, Emergence. We've got Missouri Department of Transport.
Can I get my phone charger out of your
Do you have your cable on you?
No, I need the cable. I have a battery.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a battery.
I don't remember. Will you walk over there?
That's not a good idea. Wait. Maybe I have a cable.
I have the iPhone 5.
I have cable.
Oh, you're the best human ever.
Yeah, I don't want to go over to the car until we're leaving.
Best right,
I thought I left it in there, but I've got two, so. I recorded everything.
Yeah, you got everything.
Yeah, my DSLR was running the entire time. So I'm gonna do a cut of the protesters, the woman. You see the woman charging through the line, knocking everyone down.
Yeah, I tweeted the video.
Jeez. So if you guys have any questions, I can check the. I can check the comments and my Twitter feed. If you guys want to see the video of the line getting charged, I think Cassandra said that she tweeted it out, so you can follow at Cassandra Rules on Twitter, and you have it, the video of, so the video should be up on her Twitter of the line getting charged, but I'll have that uploaded as soon as I get out of here. We're actually not too far from our hotel. Someone's asking me to go pee on a cop car. That's never gonna happen. But your comments, I love each and every one. Now Twitter's telling me I'm in Bridgeton. I don't know what city this is. .50 p.m. here, just outside of St. Louis. I'm being told we're in St. Charles. I'm not entirely sure. I do see St. Charles police here. I'm going to pull up Cassandra's video of that line getting charged, see if I can play it. I don't know if you're able to see that, but it's Cassandra Rules on Twitter has it up, and I've got video of it on my DSLR here that I will have uploaded later. It's pretty calm right now. What you guys are seeing here is a mass arrest, but they haven't moved many of these people into the bus here. I was arrested briefly, and they told me I was no longer arrested.
No, you guys tell your story.
No, but you said until we wait for the door right now. Hold on. What is your story?
You guys don't tell our story. I don't want to be on your
She doesn't.
What is your story? That's all I'm asking.
But still, it's pretty. I got the degree in the same shit. Yeah, you understand? I did all of that.
going on. Just still where we're at. We've got mass arrests. We've got people just standing in line in cuffs. So the police talking to them. No one's been loaded up yet. There have been many arrests before this. If you guys have any questions, shoot me a tweet at Timcast, and I will answer you to the best of my abilities.
I got a message for you. Maybe it was a problem.
How many of you guys arrested, sir?
Thank you very much for that.
What's your feeling about it?
I'm going to post some pictures to my Twitter account just now if you guys want a clear shot. The live stream is not as strong out here.
I don't understand that.
Alright, the sunlight's too cold.
And the only reason I was saying that's the only way we can get your side out. Otherwise, we just...
Mass arrests in STL. So again, yeah, for those just tuning in, there was this group protesting. A small portion of the group that was here at Faith Church went up on the highway and blocked both lanes. I'd say maybe about 65 to 70% of the protesters did not go on the highway. If you see some of the photos online, you can see that the protesters were actually very, very spread out to the point where a car was actually able to push through them, and just spread and plow. Well, a car plowed straight through the protesters, but there weren't that many, so it sort of just pulled them apart and they slid off the hood, which was pretty crazy. But the point it wasn't a whole lot of people who were up on the highway. However, when the supervisor came here, they just grabbed everybody. I was grabbed. Some other journalists were grabbed, and I was detained for a little while. Someone's asking if I was offered medical assistance. No, was not offered medical assistance. I've got like, I don't know what they're called, but the dents in my skin from. The officer came up behind me and he cuffed me. Just basically pulled his flex cuff as hard as he could, and my hand was turning bright purple and swelling up. But they eventually cut me loose and recuffed me before ultimately coming back, checking my credentials, and cutting me loose. So, right now we got a bunch of journalists that are just here in the grass filming. Some people taking a break. We've been here for a little while, actually. It's been about 2 hours, a little longer than 2 hours. For those that are just tuning in, if you want to, stay tuned to what's happening here in Ferguson, in St. Louis, they've declared a state of emergency. So many people are worried that things will get rowdy tonight. What we're seeing here with these protesters was an organized protest, and what most people are scared of is what they refer to as the young Turks. The younger folks who are less organized, more aggressive, more angry, I guess. And so that's, what's expected to come out at night. So that's what I'm here for, just covering. It's been 1 year since the shooting death of Michael Brown, and last night there was a shootout. So you guys can stay tuned by following me on Twitter at Timcast. You can also follow my story on Snapchat at Timcasts, as an S in there, so it's TIMCASTS. And then the easiest way to stay up with the live streaming is just to subscribe to youtube.com/Timcast, or a little subscribe button like right over there somewhere, and you can just subscribe to my channel for other videos. So I will be putting out videos that will provide more context as to what happened around this mass arrest. You can see that National Lawyers Guild right here is being arrested. So these are legal observers. This guy's getting his bag searched right now. So, again, not surprising, legal observers being arrested. And it looks like I can see them being loaded into the bus now. I don't know if you can make their heads out, it's pretty dark. Block the sun, that's not good enough. This bus is being loaded up. So again, for those watching, it's just about 7 p.m. We're seeing a bus filled up with protesters. Some of them were up on the highway, many of them were not. It's hard to say who was, and that may be the reason they're just grabbing everybody. I was one of those who was initially arrested, as was Cassandra, who's just straight ahead. But we were ultimately released, maybe within like 15 or 20 minutes, I'm not sure. So, for now, we're just sort of watching the mass arrests here in Ferguson. You guys got the window right in. Cell service isn't particularly strong here, but if you can't make it out, what we're seeing here is at the front of this bus, I don't know if I can block the sun. At the front of this bus, we've got a line of the protesters who are being arrested, and they're being led in. Some other people are still being searched. So this person's being led away. There's two people who are they probably bring them around to the line here. But it looks like they've got some plastic bags with people's belongings in them. So I can see the comment feed. I can't see it too well, but I'll try to answer some of your comments, even the really crazy ones, because it's pretty calm right now, you know. Someone said UFO. No. Someone's asking who is Cassandra. I'll show you. This is Cassandra right here. She's covering her face, but you can follow her on Twitter at Cassandra Rules. She's been tweeting out photos and videos from here as well. So for those of you wondering, she does have a video up showing the SUV that plowed through the protest line. I can see some people are making derogatory comments in the comment feed. You know what? I always say this to everybody when you guys are watching. You guys can say whatever you want. I mean, I'm a firm believer in free speech, be it satirical parody and trolling absurdity. It is what it is, you know. Someone's asking if they ripped off my media patch this time. No, surprisingly, I'm not wearing one. But surprisingly, after 15 or so minutes, they actually checked my press credentials and took the cuffs off me. Someone says, what an anarchy. Yep. Most certainly. So, hey, thanks everybody who's watching. I mean, look, you know, regardless, I see there's a lot of people who are hanging out in the comment section. I love all of you. Hey, you can say whatever you want, you know. My comment section is a free comment section. I can't speak for the other people who are in there. I mean, they might get mad, but yeah, that's what it is. But hey, you know, if regardless of what your politics are, regardless of what you think about these protests, I'll just say this: you know, what you're going to get out of watching my live stream is just watching what's happening. So, you know, I film it all. If the police do something, I'll film it. If the protesters do something, I'll film it. That's what you get when you watch my live streams. Sometimes to the detriment of myself. There are often ideologists who like it that I just film what happens. So, you know, what happens, happens. And it's live. About 26 minutes left on this particular live stream before it switches to the new player. Jimmy's rustled. Oh man. YouTube comments. The best part is YouTube comments coming in real time. YouTube comments are funny. I mean, you're not gonna get me mad. Life is absurd. It is what it is. Gotta have a sense of humor about things, you know? And people gotta be able to say whatever they want to say. How will you know if you hate somebody if you don't let them talk? No, really, you shouldn't hate people. I hate bad ideas, but you know, I don't hate the people who have them. It's just something, man. Just something you just work and do your best and hope that you can make the world a little bit better. But at the end of the day, most people just want to make it better for how they see it, and there's nothing really we can do about that. Just the way it is. So that's how you end up with, you got police who are, out here. I gotta say, a lot of the police out here are actually, most of them, very, very calm, straight shooters. Just, yeah, no problem. Like, let me see what I can do for you. Just no hitches. A supervisor who was pretty aggressive and just, pulled some guy out of his car, threatened him with arrest, said he was going to tow his car, stuff like that. Now we got a big old ambulance coming in here. I'm not sure if someone's hurt or what's going on. Alright, we're getting some cloud cover, so that should clear things up a little bit. Yeah, the sun's pointing right in the camera. It's kind of a bummer. But I'll see if I can take some photos and get some clearer shots for you guys and post them to Twitter. Alright. I'm going to try and post a photo of this line of people being brought into the police bus here. Someone commented, "You people, just do as the nice officer tells you and he won't have to hurt you." Yeah, this is the, I think this is one of the conundrums of our day. The big debate that I see is the argument between the bad apples and the good apples. Is, what we see with the police just a few bad apples, or is it a rotten culture? I can say, regardless of whatever it is you believe, there's one thing that I'm going to say, based on my observations, is that the challenge for police is that they have to be one step above everybody else. That's the privilege they get as people who are enforcing the law. So I understand it's particularly difficult, but police officers are the people that we need to help maintain control, and that means if protesters are throwing things, if protesters are throwing rocks, the police have to hold back. It's a really fine line, and I'm certainly not the authority to determine who, how, and when they should take action. But they should always be one step behind. So when we see action, when we see protests or riots or crime, we need the police to be one step above whatever that level is and be in control of that situation. And one of the challenges we've seen over the past few years of these protests are that oftentimes we see the knee-jerk reaction. I don't blame people for being people or for feeling the way they feel. These things happen. But, like here, having a supervising officer come in and just grab me, another journalist, and just pull the cuffs as tight as possible. It's, I understand it's frustrating for you, buddy, but you've got to be in control of the situation. You got to think clearly and make sure that you're on the up and up. Because what ends up happening is you get some journalists get arrested, lawsuits get filed, some protesters get hurt. And when protesters get hurt, you get more protesters. When journalists get arrested, you get more protesters. It's a big challenge, man. And I'll end with this. I'm certainly not the authority on any of it. Just my opinion. I've covered a lot of protests around the world, and I think a lot of this, a lot of the backlash we see, a lot of the explosion of protests is mostly due to just, escalation. One side protests because they feel a certain way, and it puts strain on another group who, retaliates or, essentially protests in another way, or, the police take action back with tear gas or rubber bullets, which just makes protesters angry. I don't know if I know the solution to all the problems, and I certainly don't think I do, but what I can do is just show you guys what I see, and maybe if enough of you see it as well, we'll all figure something out together. Maybe that one random person will come up with a good idea, Someone commented saying, WTF, the protesters are throwing rocks and stuff, the cops need to hold back. F that, that's pepper spray time at least. I don't disagree with you. Twitter question. You know, this is my opinion, and I don't know. I don't know when the right time for the police to move in is. But what we can say for sure is whether or not what the police do is right or wrong, justified or unjustified, pepper spraying a crowd will probably just get you more protesters. So there's the challenge. It may be your opinion the police are absolutely justified to pepper spray that crowd. It may entirely be moral, but logically, what we will see is angry protesters who are going to, come back out with more people. So trying to figure out how we quell, the rage without further increasing rage is the big challenge. And, I'll say it again for you, your comment. I don't know. That's just my opinion. You don't got to agree with me. I fully respect you disagreeing with me because who am I to determine when the police should act or act? I'm not a cop. Never been one and don't know what it's like for them. All I can do is sort of just come off my experience as someone who's observed, both factions from, government, police, from even revolutionary groups and student groups and protesters. That's just what I think, But, hey, I appreciate everybody who's watching right now. It's pretty calm. We're just seeing the arrests. This bus is being loaded up. I don't know if you can see right now, but there's a bunch of heads sitting in these chairs. I was arrested briefly. They told me I was under arrest for failure to obey a police command. Or specifically, I asked why I was being arrested. They said you probably didn't follow our command. So they didn't actually know. One of the officers said we need to know who was the officer who arrested all of these people. And, many of the cops and the protesters said we don't know. But after, I asked several times to get my flexible loosened because it's still, you can still see it. My hand was getting pretty swollen and purple. But, ultimately I got cut loose.
They just took that two girls out of the cop car. Not sure why.
Looks like they're going to load them in this van. So these two girls are just taken out of a squad car. They're both cuffed. And they're being led to this direction. So I don't know why. My assumption is they got these police vans they're going to load them up in. So again, for those just tuning in, let me give you a recap of what we're seeing. This highway here, so this is Faith Church. Protesters here went up onto the highway and blocked both lanes and caused a massive, seriously massive traffic jam. It is rush hour. This is the main highway, as we're told by the police. Now, I would say around 65%, maybe 60-65% of the protesters didn't actually go up on the highway. It was a very thin line of protesters holding hands, and at one point an SUV plowed through the line, knocking these protesters down. That footage is up. I will be uploading a clear shot of that. I've got a really fantastic shot, but if you want to see it now, you can check out Cassandra Rules on Twitter, at Cassandra Rules, and in her feed, you can see that somewhere down there. Now, several of the people who were blocking the highway got arrested immediately once the police moved in. Many of the protesters, like I said, about 60-65% said we are not risking arrest. They didn't go up on the highway. They stayed off the grass. However, when this white shirt officer straight ahead came in, he just put everyone on the ground. Everyone sit down. You're all under arrest. Get in a line. And I was cuffed as well as another journalist. After asking several times, the officer who came up, he was very aggravated. Put the flex cuffs on me, pulled them as tight as he could, and like I was showing you before, you can still see the dents in my arms, and it's been, it's been almost an hour since I was released. Still about an hour later, you can still see those dents in my arms and in my wrists. And I actually I had the NLG asking if they could take pictures of them, but I did ask some of the other officers, and they were very calm and gracious when I told them. I was like, hey, I'm a journalist. I've got some damage in my hand. I'm wondering if you could loosen it up. And then, each officer asked, said, we'll get you some help, buddy. And I was like, thanks. After I believe it was the fourth officer, they didn't get it to me, but they were calm about it. The fourth officer I asked, I was like, hey, I'm a journalist. And he was like, all right, we'll get you recuffed. And he asked me who I was with. I told him Fusion. They recuffed me with some they were I don't know what they were. They were circular, so they didn't cut into my skin. and they asked me, like, try to break out of them, and I pulled and flexed, couldn't do it, and they're like, all right, cool. Then about 5 minutes after that, the supervisor came up and was like, who do you work for? And I told him, and he said, don't lie to me. And I said, that's who I work for. He said, don't lie to me. I'm telling you now, don't lie to me. And I told him, I'm a journalist. And he was like, you got a press card? I was like, yes. And he said, don't lie to me again. And then I said, it's in my wallet. You can take my wallet out. And he lifted me up, checked my wallet. They saw my press cards and took my information down. And then within about 5 minutes of that, I was cut loose as well as another journalist got cut loose. So still relatively calm. The arrests are underway. My DSLR recorded the entire encounter with the police. So I will have some highlights of that. My battery died in the process. But I do have all that footage. I believe it might be 15 minutes or so of footage. So I'm gonna rip through that and hopefully include some of those shots and get you guys a video of what happened. Many of the protesters being arrested were, as you know, we see this a lot with protesters. They stand their ground. You know, there are people who are risking arrest, as they call people who don't risk arrest. And a lot of people who got arrested took the risk of arrest. They stood up on the highway and they defied the police orders numerous times. So I just got about 14 minutes left on this live stream. For those that have watched my live streams before, I'm using a new live streaming tech which gets me straight to YouTube. However, it only allows me to live stream in 1 hour chunks. So just subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/timcast, for news videos, travel videos, and breaking news live streams like what you're seeing now. I believe you got the little subscribe button down here somewhere. I don't know where it is. I think it's over here. Just click that little subscribe button and you will be getting my video feeds, breaking news from around the world. I just got back from the largest hacker convention in the world, DEF CON, and learn some pretty crazy stuff about, you know, the dangers that we face and our vulnerabilities. For now, I grabbed a 1 a.m. flight once, you know, I saw what was happening here in Ferguson, and I'm down here live streaming. I'll be covering all of what's happening here. We're just coming off the anniversary of the death of Michael Brown, so there are a lot of protests planned, there's a lot of anger, and last night there was a shootout. An 18-year-old man was put in critical condition, so things are serious. A state of emergency was declared. So for those of you that are watching right now, there's been a state of emergency declared in Missouri. You can see that on my Twitter feed as well. So follow me for shorter updates, just text and photos. You can follow me at Timcast on Twitter and Instagram. And you can follow my story on Snapchat at Timcasts. So that's TIMCASTS. I wasn't able to get Timcast on Snapchat, so you can tell because my name sucks, but if you guys have any questions, you can just tweet at me. I can see the YouTube comments. It's a little bit more difficult, but I can check those out. Tweeting at me, and let's see. So it's pretty calm now. We can see most of the protesters have been loaded in. I'm going to go through my Twitter right now, see if you guys have any questions. Someone said, will they get their just desserts? I'm not sure who. I don't know. Someone said all they wanted was chicken fries. I don't know what that's what reference to. I love the trolling. I mean, honestly, I find it funny. So I'm hearing multiple reports that there's an officer-involved shooting, but this is what I heard before I mentioned this. As we were getting cut loose, one of the officers mentioned there was a shooting nearby that was unrelated. I don't know if this shooting is related at all, but did the detainees get their Burger King? I think someone's making a reference to Dylan Roof. So far they haven't left. No one's been giving anything. A lot of their personal effects have been placed into plastic bags. For those of you that are watching too, one thing you can do to help out, I don't know what this will do, but if you click the thumbs up button, I'm wondering if that does I'm assuming it does good things for the live stream, so I'll just ask you guys, hey, click the thumbs up button. $7:16. Got about 10 minutes and 30 seconds left on this particular live stream. I'm going to jump in the comments now to see what you guys are talking about. All right, I'm gonna take a crack at this for you guys in the comments. Are you coming from /poll on 4chan? I think you are. Honestly, I don't mind it when you guys tweet out the link. I knew if I said click the thumbs up, you guys in the comments would be like, thumbs down. Guys, press the thumbs down. Can't stump the Trump. Talk about Burger King. What about Burger King do you guys want to know? I mean, for the most part, it looks like the mass arrests are about done. We've got crime scene units here. Looks like there's a couple people who still are about to be loaded into the bus. It's been relatively calm after I got unarrested. Someone's asking where I am geographically. This is St. Charles. It is northwest St. Louis County. So it's by the airport. If you guys look on the map, you can check out St. Charles. Yeah, you know, someone said 8chan is the best chan. Is that where you guys are coming from? Poll is always right. I know you guys are tweeting on my links. I don't mind the trolling, I mean, seriously. Can't brand the rand. Oh, wow, you guys are... Alright, I'm gonna say this. Everybody who clicked the thumbs up, you guys rock. That was really cool. I just saw the thumbs up jump by like 70, and then I can clearly see who's trolling, because it just thumbs down just jumped up 30. So hey man, I guess if you don't like me, by all means, you know, thumbs down. That's freedom of speech. But I'm not sure if that even affects live streams. I don't know how that works. Someone said, Tim, are you white or what? Actually, technically, no. I'm mixed. I'm Korean. I wonder if whoever asked that was surprised by me telling them, yes. I am, in fact, Korean, but I'm also white. I think it was 20 minutes. I have it on camera. My battery died. One of my buddies, a journalist, was just out here filming, left right before the mass arrests. So I've got about 7 minutes left before the stream cuts out. It actually might come a little bit before that. It looks like things are wrapping up here, so after the 7 minutes, I think I'm going to let this stream go down. So for now, I can just say stay tuned, because this was just an afternoon protest that the police came in heavy. They came in, they just arrested everybody. So you know, for what it's worth, a lot of the protesters who were arrested in earlier action today were released, I'm told, and everyone's just saying, you know, this is nothing. That, you know, the people here are the organized activists, and what we're going to see later tonight is going to be what people call the Young Turks.
Do you want to go up where that guy is so we can get a picture
Yeah.
of the people who are...
Alright, we're gonna move. Oh my god, we're moving for the first time in 50 minutes. But you guys, if you want to stay tuned to the videos, I'm gonna try and upload a YouTube video as quickly as possible. Just subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's what you're watching right now. There's like a little button right there to subscribe. Yeah. And that way, when I go live, you'll get the live stream as well. Ooh, it is wet here. So here's the line. We still got a decent amount of people who are being arrested. You guys can also follow me on Twitter at TimCast. Instagram as well, and Snapchat Timcasts, Timcasts. Snapchat's the most fun, I gotta say. I love Snapchat. So here's the line right now. They're still loading up some protesters. In about 5 minutes, my live feed's gonna go down, so at that point, I'm probably just gonna head out of here if I can. But I think I'm actually blocked in, so maybe I'll stream again. We got a pretty heavy police presence here. So I just want to say thanks to everybody who tuned in and watched. This is only the second time I've actually live streamed on YouTube using the new awesome YouTube live stream API. I can actually get this thing up in HD, but because of the area where there's not very strong cell connection, I try to just keep it safe and keep the resolution low. Audio is better than nothing, you know. Oh, I see an ice cold bottle of water on the ground. It's making me jealous.
I have water in the car and it wants so bad.
We're blocked in. Probably should have just moved the car as soon as he was like, "I'll let you get out of here." I was like, "We're gonna move the car and then film."
So hot.
Can you stream directly to YouTube then?
Yeah. That's what I got going on right here. You can only go for 1 hour at a time, and only the Sony Xperia you can do it.
Oh, only, okay, so that's
It's proprietary. YouTube put out the new live streaming API, and they dramatically improved their technology, and Sony took advantage of it.
I was like, how come I haven't heard more about this? It's because I don't know many people sell this.
Nope. Most people don't know. I go and speak at events and tell everybody. It's here. You want to use it? The actual YouTube app is here. That'll be huge. We got some firefighters, paramedics, it looks like. Do you know what city that is? That says, like, I can only see Attenville or Tunville Fire and Rescue.
Yeah, so Pattonville, so it's not a city. It's Pattonville's a fire district in St. Louis.
Oh, wow.
So
Just the fire district.
yeah, so there's, a fire district can cover multiple municipalities in St. Louis.
I see. St. Louis is a crazy place, man.
Well, there's layers, so you can go to school in one school. In one school, you can go to school in one governmental entity, have police from different governmental entity, and fire from another different.
They gotta fix that, huh?
It's just overlapping layers and stuff. Nothing's ever 100% clear. Even the zip codes don't make 100% sense.
Yeah. It's all the different counties, man. All the different towns and jurisdictions. Just about 2.5 minutes left before the stream cuts out, but things are pretty calm, so I think at that point I am going to cut it down. After these next 2 minutes, I'm just going to let the feed go. So just stay tuned. I'm going to have a video up on my YouTube as soon as possible. I've got footage of the action here on the highway and of my temporary arrest. So I'll be uploading that as soon as I can. But there's a lot more that's going to be happening here in Ferguson, especially after last night. So I'll be down here as long as it's happening. I was in Cincinnati during that last event a couple weeks ago. Then I was in Vegas for the largest hacker convention in the world. And now I'm here in St. Louis County. So if you guys are checking out my YouTube channel, I've got some videos from DEF CON, some really interesting stuff. That's up at youtube.com/Timcast. The video we just put up today is industrial control systems. Hackers can actually go into the things that control our cities, and we actually got a demonstration of it. You can see here straight ahead, got a big old pile of someone's belongings, of a bunch of different people's belongings put together. Alright, but it looks like I'm coming at the last minute, and things have just about died down. If anything happens, I will live stream immediately. Back up in seconds. So, if you want to get the link to that, follow me on Twitter at Timcast. I'm on Instagram as well. I have some photos from what's been happening here there. If you want to get just live snippets and tag along as we travel about a little behind the scenes action, follow my story on Snapchat at TimCasts. So that one's different. It's TIMCASTS. I wasn't able to get TimCast, so I was stuck with that one. Other than that, seriously, thank you all so much for watching and coming in and checking out the news. I will be live streaming all of the breaking news out of Ferguson so long as it happens. Click the subscribe button down here, just over here somewhere. And stay tuned to my channel for other videos and live streams. I'll be covering news, travel, interesting topics around things that will probably affect all of our lives. So whether you agree politically or disagree, I'm just going to do my best to get you guys a window into what's happening. So again, thank you all so much for watching. I've got 10 seconds left. I really, really appreciate all of you